Welcome to Around the ECHL every Tuesday, and tonight, or this afternoon in this case, we go to Jacksonville, or do we? I see Columbus Blue Jackets logo in the background. Alex Reed joining us. Where are you, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Tommy? Thanks for having me. We're actually in Columbus, Ohio right now. We were in the midst of about a 9-day road trip, 5 games, and we play Wheeling on Thursday, but we were in Greenville this past Saturday and Sunday, so we just decided to kind of go up instead of going back to Jacksonville, make it one big trip. And Coach Christie's got ties to the Columbus Blue Jackets organization because he used to play here back in the old Columbus Chill days. And so we're here. We've been practicing here at the Blue Jackets practice rink, the Ice House. It's attached to Nationwide Arena, which is where the Blue Jackets obviously play their games. So we're grateful for them allowing us to use their ice here and then experience a new town that we often wouldn't really get to go to in our travels during the season.
And you're on the road this year. You're traveling. However, you're not broadcasting. You are doing a different role. What are you doing this year?
Yeah, with everything that's happened this year in the league, coming down with their rules and not allowing broadcasters to actually travel and be inside the bubble. Well, I know a lot of guys are doing stuff remotely this year, and it's set up that way. But this year, with everything going on, our assistant coach didn't return to the team, and Coach Christie decided that, maybe there's areas where we could cut, decided not to go with an assistant coach this year. But obviously that kind of falls a little bit on me. Not that I'm saying I'm an assistant coach, but I'm taking over some of the business duties that an assistant coach has to do, booking the travel and all the team services type of stuff, and doing pre-scout for coach, breaking down the video game film during the games, using those tools that coach uses to get the guys ready. So definitely a little bit of a different role. It's been great to learn and be on the hockey ops side of it. Without question, it's different, but it's something that it's actually been pretty fun. And there's been its advantages too, because I am inside the bubble and have player access to do other things. So it's been good.
Alex Reed, the voice or should I say, assistant coach of the Jacksonville Icemen this year, working with Smurf, and obviously a great coach. We knew him well from his days in Tulsa. What do you think? I mean, could this be something for you down the road where you change positions and all of a sudden you're on the bench in a suit and tie and out there coaching the defense?
I don't know. It's so funny. We had a game this year, and Coach, I think it wasn't going our way. He was getting a little bit on edge, and he was jokingly telling me I might get thrown out this period. And then I knew, oh gosh, well, who's going to go out on the bench if he has to, go off. So maybe I thought, oh gosh, maybe I will go on the bench. But no, honestly, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I'm happy to help out where I can. And I do miss, being behind the mic, being up there and calling the games. I've been doing it for so long. So, I do like that aspect of it. But you know what? In this business, you really never know. I have enjoyed what I've been doing this year. It's definitely been great access, and any way to help out the team, I'm willing to do it. So if Smurf wants to go that route, sure. I don't know. I think he might go with somebody that maybe that has a little bit more of a hockey game background, let's say.
You know what? You got my vote. You look good. You play the part well. You're kind of the George Costanza now, if you will. You're handling the travel, not for the New York Yankees, but for the Jacksonville Icemen. Alex, how have things worked this year with COVID? And much like Texas opening up early, Florida did as well. How have your fans adjusted to that? Have you had complaints? People, reporting, hey, somebody around me is not wearing a mask. And if so, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, we for the most part, I think everyone's been abiding by the rules. We're grateful that we're able to play, number one. But part of that is having a limited capacity this year, and which has still been pretty good for us. Capacity for us this year, we've had some, socially distanced sellouts, as we call them, is about 3,900 for us. So, normally on a Saturday night, we'd have about 9,000 in the building. So, but hey, we'll take what we can get. And I think for the most part, everyone's abiding by the rules. I think our fans know that, that they're fortunate to be able to have hockey this year. There's half the league doesn't have that luxury. So most of them have been abiding by it. You do run into some cases where, you get some people trying to sneak around the rules. I know, you're in the part of the rules, if you're eating and drinking something, you don't have to have your mask on. So then you get people who just kind of buy a drink and hold it so they can have their mask off. We've run into that problem a couple of times, but to skirt around it. And it'll be interesting to see here in the next month or two. I know that a lot of places across Florida, Jacksonville just last week lifted a mask mandate. So we'll see, what happens there. But again, there's still league protocols that we have to follow, and suggestions and all that. We just want everyone to be safe, and that's the main thing.
So, and also too, Alex, by the way, Alex Reed joining us here on Around the ECHL, the great voice of the Jacksonville Icemen, and boy, multi-talented as we've heard what all he's doing this year. You've had some big names that have joined, the Icemen ownership group. So talk about adding former NFL players, Major League Baseball players, pretty good quarterback in college who played and is from Jacksonville, and Tim Tebow. That can't hurt in the sponsorship world, especially if you've got Tim Tebow going on a sponsorship meeting with you.
No, it definitely can. Tim's a Jacksonville guy, Jacksonville resident, so he's got a lot of ties to the area. And Andy Kaufman, he's our majority owner. He's been with us now as the owner for the last year and a half. He's a Jacksonville guy, and again, he's bringing on a number of partners, and as a lot of them with prominent names in our area that are joining on board. And it's really to kind of really get the foundation. This is Jacksonville's team, 100% locally owned for the most part. And Tim Tebow's a part of that. Tim, he's really busy right now with the Tim Tebow Foundation. He had a night with us. He was able to read off the starting lineup to the guys in the room, give them a little bit of a pep talk, and then talk to our fans afterwards. And everyone was really excited about that. So, he's a great partner with a big name, can really do some things for us. And I think our reach in the community is going to increase because of that. And which will be really good. And then look at some of the other partners we have. Miles Jack from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Daniel Murphy, Major League Baseball player, Reggie Hayward, a former NFL Jaguars player. So, and there's a lot more prominent people who, doctors, lawyers, finance people that are also part of our group, and everybody wants to get on board. It's a real exciting time for Jacksonville hockey, not just from the team standpoint, but just in general with all the projects we got going on, especially what we announced today with the new ice rink or the renovations to the ice facility that we'll be taking on as well.
Last thing for you, I know you're a pretty big name down there in Jacksonville. So if I come down to see you at some point, can you get us on TPC Sawgrass? Yeah,
I get that request a lot, but yeah, I think so. We got connections for that. It was a little bit more difficult this year because there was, they didn't have the crowds they normally could, and all the fanfare around it, and tickets were a little bit limited. But we're all hoping that by next year, Tommy, come on down. We'll get you there on the greens there.
Well,
the 17 is the tough one there. So it'd be great to have you. Always.
Absolutely. And Joe Babick, if you're listening right now, Allen to Jacksonville next year. I'm endorsing that little TPC Sawgrass action in maybe in March or April.
And I'll just say that'd be awesome, and maybe get a return trip to Allen. It's one of the places haven't been able to go in the league in all my years. So I would love to check things out there.
Alex, thank you so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. You've been a good friend for a long time. We both share the love of the Buffalo Sabres. We're both crying in our beer right now, but you know what? The good news is there are brighter days ahead for this franchise, and hang in there.
Yep. No, I agree. I think it's been a tough year, and I think it had a little bit of promise beforehand, but it just hasn't worked out. It's really spiraled into something that we all want to forget. But you're right. You and I've talked about it, Tommy. That if they do it right, it may take a little bit of time, but I think they can get it done if they just add some right pieces in different areas.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, the voice and the bench coach of your Jacksonville Icemen, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Around the ECHL.